really wanted you involved in this and seeing it, but she was telling me it's done. They're here, and I'm like, okay. And I was seeing Gates and his bunch that are actively involved doing stuff, like messing with Google Earth, like we were talking about, but a lot more than that. That's what Team View is about, is taking over. Everything that goes through Team View is immediately
Microsoft Teams.
Microsoft Teams.
Yeah.
Team View. I'm sorry, that's the wrong thing. Is put through his new computer. He's got a brand new supercomputer, and that's why they're changing over to the other one. Everything that goes through it is recorded and labeled and everything. But she said that here, and there's starships, and there's some people, ET's coming in or something. What do you see? What's going on with that? She wants you looking.
Like you.
Yeah.
Okay, this is a good exercise.
That's how we get stronger. Every time you lift weights, you get stronger. Of course, that's for kids. You know, I know you're not a little fart.
We know the parking lot around Earth is filling up fast, so I think it's more of that process. But there's someone who's a bit more active arriving.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I was seeing. He's kind of leading a group.
Yeah.
And they're here. They sense the end, or the end/beginning. But you feel the aggression in them.
Oh yeah, they're here for work. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what.
I don't know.
What does it feel like? Remember, the heart's the strongest thing we have, and you got a ton of that. So it's. She had me tell you that, and I told you that because to help you with what she wants you to see.
Yeah.
And I can't see it, but to understand how powerful the heart is.
Okay. Yeah. They're good people.
Oh yeah. They're here for some kind of specific job.
Yeah.
They have a big part of the puzzle and helping, protecting, doing, or something. What do you get? I gave you everything I have, but I don't know. I can't. You know.
They're like it's not just this, but they're like a security detail.
Yeah.
It's more than that.
Big time. Big protecting, like standing there with a staff and banging it on the ground.
Yeah.
They're involved in the protection. And then I'm shut off, and then the rest is for you to see something else.
There's logistics involved, so it's second contact as much as anything.
Second contact?
As in, that they might not be. Or maybe they are.
Yeah, they're a backup, but part of.
Yeah, so they're coordinating. I'm guessing, or will be with Aaron.
Are they? This is hard. I'm trying to pull this out of Lily. Is it when you use the word contact, making contact?
That's what I mean by there's first contact, and then there's the more boring but industrial and necessary stuff in terms of making things happen.
It's like the melding.
Yeah.
It's Aaron's group is going to make their ship pop alive and everything. People are going to go, holy crap.
Yeah.
There's a TV science fiction show out in the atmosphere right now because it looks like a ship bigger than, a quarter of US or something like that, whatever it is, or bigger. I have no idea. I can't do fractions and stuff. I can't even see, percentages and anything. But yeah, that's exactly it. They're the ones that come in, put it all together. It's almost like a powerful and intelligent ambassador group or something. I don't know what you call that, but they're here. Lily just said they're here to make it happen.
Oh yeah, yeah.
But that's what you were saying.
Yeah.
And they just arrived because it's finally quite evident that I'm walking out of this body soon. I always saw myself coming out of the body But there was something funny about it. Now I'm seeing this body rotting off of me. It's the same thing, but the out is just looking at it in a, she says, a purer, a more actual scenario.
Yes, the perspective sounds healthier because the body is not you, so you're seeing it go away. So
Yeah, just it's like jumping in the mud and finally getting out of the mud and washing off.
yeah. Good.
I'm not putting anything against, people, the bodies that people are in, but I mean, for me, I can't stand it.
Sure.
But and then when everyone leaves, I promise you, no one's going to know. It's just going to happen, just relaxing.
Hmm.
So people that are walking around, they could be walking around and then poof, their body just turns to dust. Heavy particulate matter that's smaller than dust, but it just poof. And when you take the body away like that, and there's no pain, you don't even know it. You can't even feel it.
Mm.
And then poof, you're yourself and say, "Oh, cool, I'm home." What? Oh, wow, cool. And then everyone's right there looking at each other. It's like people going on a voyage on a ship, and all of a sudden they find themselves on shore back home instead of, on the dock.
Hmm.
And you don't even feel anything. Is there any pain? There's nothing. Uh, there never would be. It doesn't belong to us anyway,
Yes.
you know? I'm seeing you with the tablet that y'all are getting,
Hmm.
and it's like you press doing that with something, and then it uploads on something that you have in your pocket,
Okay.
and you can't lose it. It's not. It's like a USB drive, but it's not. It's that about that size, a little smaller. And if you ever lose it, if you're on a boat and it fell off and started, sank to the ocean, or even went in a fish or something,
Mhm.
there's just something you tap on a thing and it brings it right to you.
Awesome.
That's funny. It could be inside a whale, and then all of a sudden it's in your hand, and you don't have to wash it off because all it takes is the material itself.
Yeah.
So it would come up clean, dry, no matter what it was. The rest doesn't get transported with it. So you don't wind up with a 50-pound fish in your lap. Um, really showing me some kind of truck. It's almost like an armored vehicle. Uh, it's not. That's not an actual. She's yes. It transports people, but troops too. What the hell is that about? There's nothing left out there that could be a problem. Um, the folks that are called uh, uh, the Draco.
Yes.
Even though I've gotten rid of all the bad ones, sometimes these people have been aggressive idiots forever.
Hmm.
So even though there's a group of them that are not bad people, they're still part of an old group that does stupid stuff.
Mm.
And when you get transported, taken, you're going to be well known out in space too. I mean, all of us are, but when you go to speak to the planets and everything, the ship you go into, it's not really huge,
Hmm.
but it's Drachk. And there's about 7 or 8 of them in the ship with you.
Good.
These guys are monsters, man. Wait till you meet them. But they're as cool and calm and collective as anybody you'd ever meet.
Yes.
I'm more aggressive than they are, but they're aggressive. Don't get me wrong. There, I mean, if they move out of the ship, Um, you won't, but I would almost say close your eyes. You don't want to see what they're going to do. Uh, they're absolute in warfare.
Yeah.
There's nothing in the physical realm that can withstand any more than their look. I'm seeing. I have a vision of a ship. It's not circular. It's I can only express it as muscular. Really
Okay.
strong, but it's not that large. It's about 80 foot long, and it's about 38 foot wide, basically,
Mm-hmm.
like in interior dimensions,
Mm-hmm.
and but it's like an armored vehicle that has about 2 foot of armor.
Yeah.
I mean, that's the basic thought process of how strong it is.
Mhm.
They were the first to make. Not a lot of them have the force fields
Okay.
that you can't penetrate.
Good stuff.
You can throw weapons at it, boulders, asteroids. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter. It hits the energy field and it just bounces off or disintegrates.
Mm.
It stops it and then dismantles it like particles.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And that's what you'll get into. Lots of times when you go do that, your wife and the children are here,
Mm.
because there's your thing grows so big that they have to be to keep it running and everything. And I keep seeing this little girl from Yall with the Serenity's help. She's a cute little girl, smart. I keep seeing her coming out of the water with Ava. Um, she's in the pool. Ava's right there. She's got a towel for her to dry off. Come on, honey, we got to go. We have
Mm-hmm.
stuff to do. And on that particular morning, they're going shopping, but you're running around. Whoa, running around the galaxy doing stuff. But that's the group, the Drachk I was just talking about in that ship. That's the group you move with. You're the only human in there.
Okay.
You have there's three or four, depending on the instance, hybrids with you, helping you do everything. But as far as Earthling, you're the
Yeah.
only other one in there. The rest are all Drachk. But it's almost it's you'll wow, you'll enjoy. At first, it's a little unsettling, not scary, just your uh, your soft defensive mechanisms,
Mm.
like self-preservation stuff. They just get slightly moving a little bit. Like, wow, this is intense.
I need to recalibrate that so it
Oh,
becomes
you
normal.
will. You will. Yeah, when
Yeah.
you meet those that are taking care of you, that's you, it's a good thing you're really tall because these guys are still, some of them are 10 foot plus, 10 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
Uh,
I'll just imagine I'm
and-
playing basketball with them. I'll do some mind tricks so I'm cool. I'm comfortable with
yeah, they're gonna. uh, they're really good people. They
Yeah.
the ones that aren't are leaving, and there's not many.
Mm.
It's like Deanna. At one point, Deanna's more comfortable with the one that's right next to her.
Mm-hmm.
There's one that's farther away, keeping an eye on what's outside coming in, and he's
Sure.
a little better than 8 foot tall. And the one that stays right with her is just over 10 foot tall.
Wow.
And she goes up to him sometimes and smacks him. And he said, "Did you hear me? You better be listening." And Deanna's petite.
Yeah.
And the Drachk bodyguard that's right with her, he's got a real good sense of humor.
Good.
He'll start laughing. Oh, don't hurt me like that. Um, and
Why were you why were you seeing the Draco? Why did that flash up?
oh, sorry, my heart really started getting shutting down, and Lily stopped it and smoothed it over. That was intense. As soon as the pain started, Lily took it away, and just her energy's in there easy like this. Draco, because those are the only ones out there that have any equipment that could attack, the ship or something like that, and they're not going to do it. The ones I'm leaving are good, but still, they've lived with a certain function. I can't get it, but their race originally had a name that began with like a S or C or something. It was like a share whatever. And then they were aggressive reptilian, and then they kept adding Drachk DNA to themselves, and that really put an off balance in there because the Drachk and their DNA doesn't really bond together so well. They've taken a ton of Earth and human DNA and mixed it with them, because our DNA and all of creation, in all of the third dimension where there's physical life, nothing bonds different types of DNA together like Earth DNA.
Yeah.
So, so anyway, just in case there's anything stupid.
Oh, so that's why I got that tough little
That's
ship.
why you have such a hard armory protection coverage thing. Yeah.
It's good because it means I can't crash it.
Oh no, they just the technology behind what they have can't be interrupted.
Sure.
But at the same time, defense is half the game. The other half is offense. So if anything's stupid enough to put them on the defense, then that coin flips real quick to offense.
Yeah. Was that name beginning with S, Sikaar? Because that's the name I've heard in relation to ET groups. I can't remember if that's a reptilian group.
No, it's like a so, like a so with an E in it. I don't know.
Okay.
All I can get is like SOEPH. So there's a C in there. I don't know. I can't get it.
Okay.
And it's spoken in reptilian, the actual name. So
yeah,
something come in.
Skoda trying to sell me another Skoda. No thanks.
Yeah. So it's not that that'll ever happen, but there they are.
Yeah.
Chuck take no chances on anything, and it's like a good bunch of guys, and then all of a sudden they just, there's not even a click. It's just that fast. It's just boom.
Wow.
They become the creation's strongest physical warriors.
I'd like to learn about their culture.
Oh, you will. You'll have on your tablet. That's everybody get. It's the weirdest thing because it's not flat. It's got that curve to it. Not all the way through it, but the edges are wrapped up. But I think that has to do with the holographic projection part of it.
Okay.
It helps everything's positioned to be just right. It's like the corners of it go up. Lily just said, "Don't worry about it. He'll have one in his hands before he knows it."
Cool.
And she said, "Yeah." She just showed me. Wow. Yeah, the Draco had help from the other side. And a few of their scientists were they're always working on new weapons. No one's ever had weaponry like the Drachk. They're the oldest. and they're incredibly intelligent, powerful. But they came up with something that could actually hit the Drachk. And since, well, okay, honey, stop, please. Those, when Lily hits me with those smacks, she's not meaning it to be harmful. It's just, and it doesn't hurt, but it doesn't feel good either. This body's gone anyway. The Drachk already have their countermeasure against that weapon. They have that weapon and what they need to block it.
Good.
And the ones that gave it to them, they're all dead from the other side.
Oh, I see.
They helped them create it, and they said, "Oh, we're God now."
Just to cause more trouble.
Yeah. For them, me, you know, they represent us. They're abusive. They must reign supreme, and they never have been and never will be. And you compare them in size, even though they have some Drachk DNA in there, you compare them in size to the actual Drachk, and it's like, you're kidding me, right? It's like a 12-year-old against a 30-year-old. About what's coming. What is she talking about? Lily's said something's coming. She said coming, and I'm like, and it's not about the end is coming or the beginning is coming. It's something else. We already talked about this other group. Is this an event? Pacification is leaving. That it has to do with the Arabs. Their thought process about war, about nuking everybody, is coming into play because now they have some, even though they're not strong enough. I think they're feeling go away. They feel, they already feel they're confident. You know, they're crazy anyway, but they're starting to feel confident that the nukeability that they have already, that's enough. If it's placed properly, they can take out the nukes of other countries, and if not, take them all out to take out the major ones, so there's less for them to deal with. These people are insane. They're sick.
Yep.
How did most people in the UK feel about the Arabs, the insane ones like Iran?
So there's plenty of insane ones who go on marches, but
they're leaving.
Yeah.
Everywhere, and I'll be doing that in person.
Yeah. So the rest are because the noisy minority get the attention going on marches, that makes the quiet majority stay quiet. But they're not impressed.
And you know, it's not that there's not any good Muslims, the good people that are following whatever philosophy they have, but the majority of them are really, Lily's gave me the word gangsters. It's like, we're taking over, you're going to do what we tell you, and they kill people for the hell of it.
There is that mentality around.
Yeah. I've seen this for years and years and years, just all these, back when the real heavy riots were going on here in the U.S. and plus in the U.K. and everywhere. And Soros and his bunch, Gates and who's that other guy here? I can't stand. But you got BlackRock, Blackstone. They're all involved, and they're all disappearing. They're all going away, and the money's being taken away, and it'll come out to Aaron, and Aaron will send it out properly. It'll go to the Alliance of Life, and then from them to Aaron, and Aaron distributes it to everybody. Distributes it to everyone here on the planet, fairly, but everyone's going to be taken care of. People are going to have new homes. The people are gone, they're dead, even for people, small families like the ones that don't take, you might have a bad mother and a bad father, and then the child all of a sudden has no one to take care of. That gets taken care of. Aaron's got a whole, not an industry, but a huge section of the ship that's devoted just to that.
Wow. And
then they find themselves taken care of in their house, another house, by hybrids.
Lovely.
And, it's all about compassion. Oh, crap. Don't let me feel that. I feel compassion. I just start tearing up.
Mm.
When I first became awake and started going out, meeting people, talking with them, yada, yada. Sometimes I'd see like a young couple and they're both awesome, and I'd look at them and smile. They'd smile at me, and I'd say, thank you.
Yes.
And they said, what for? And I said, you don't understand this, and please don't take it the wrong way, but I love it when I see people I don't have to deal with.
Yeah.
I said, thank you. And I'd walk away. And they're like confused, but they felt good about it for some reason. They didn't understand.
Yeah.
I always told everyone, if you think I'm full of crap, that's okay. I love you anyway. Because it's not about me. I mean, it's about me getting out of here right now, which, thanks to you, a lot of help. But, and everyone on the other side, we're getting this done. Brett's going to have so much fun. Everyone's going to have so much fun.
Good.
And I actually went up to the ship one time and I looked at Brett's truck. And it has these large levers in it. And he goes, well, my truck that I drive, I said, it's a lot like your truck that you drive now as far as the driving a truck thing. And he goes, yeah, but I don't have those big stick shift levers. Mine's automatic. I said, so's your new one, but each one of those levers, it makes it look more like a semi, like a real cool semi. And it's got a clutch pedal and a whatever. It's all set up for looking like a new truck, but the older standard transmission. But each of those levers does something else, transforming the vehicle.
Okay. So
it's literally like a transformer, but it doesn't go into a person. It goes from a regular, a weird looking truck to a ship.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, and
I want to watch
another lever for water.
I want to watch him do that.
Oh, you'll have fun. He'll give you a ride in it. He's got such good heart too.
I want to watch his expression. I want to see his expression as he does that.
Yeah. When I was over there looking at it, there was a guy that was touching the levers, and then all of a sudden he stopped. He looked at me and he smiled because I was their spirit.
Okay.
And they can tell. They usually can tell when spirits on around them, near them, visiting the ship. It's part of their alarm system. But I can pop through, and the original ones couldn't see me when
Yeah.
So I got excited when I saw it. I was really happy, and that increase of energy. He goes, and I said, "Oops!" I smiled and I left. And he said, "He was just here." I'm no more important or no better, in my opinion, than a stick in a turd. But there's people out there, especially the hybrids. They know why I'm here. Yeah. They know what I'm doing, and that's what they appreciate. Not me, but my job. A lot of people will be like that with you too. And Ava, she's smart. She's smart. She will never want to dominate you, but by the same token, she stands her ground.
Good.
And then when you have something to talk about, it's something to talk about over a croissant or something at breakfast with tea. I saw the tea and I said, not coffee? And no, tea. I'm like, okay. No, Lily's really got me fired up to even my skin's warm right now.
Caffeine can cause anemia because it can block iron, so I tend to prefer tea.
Yeah,
because I'm in danger of anemia. So yeah.
all that goes away. But if you'll forgive me, and Lily, first the ETs need to do their stuff.
Yeah.
And that's part of their, success and happiness is helping.
Mm-hmm.
And then within a certain amount of time, Lily and I just fix everything for all the people, and then, the ETs, everyone says thank you so much, and they're like, we didn't think we did that much, but they do. They're here to help us. They came here in starships that are huge. That business, the manufacturing ship, you put that in the middle of the Atlantic, and you just took out a chunk of it. It's like 34 times, between 33 and 34 times the size of Spain. So that's a nice chunk. Yep. That was so funny when I saw that on the YouTube thing where the weather station said we have a weird anomaly. We don't know what to think as far as the weather it's going to bring us, and then I can see the thing tilt, and then the electromagnetic gravity making energy comes out, and you see the blip go from like this to and I feel sorry for a lot of the people. There's not a ton of them out there because I don't get put out in the mainstream. I never have, but I was meant to keep out of it. My job was to do the work, not to not to be whatever like George Washington. But 1 second, Lily's doing something in the middle of my head. It's near that dead spot. Lily was saying, just calm down, you're getting too excited. But anyway, I'm here to do a job and try to have a little fun where I can.
Yeah.
I've had some nice bottles of wine that were a few $100s, not, and I had that one bottle of scotch that was over $1,000. But other than that, it's been McDonald's and Burger King splurge,
Fuel, yeah.
Yeah, they said it's going away, and she's just talking about my energy settling. Wow. It feels so good to finally be at this point. It's like there's a door we're going through, and it goes into a hallway, a short one, where there's one door to go out the house.
Yes.
And everything's fine now. We're with your help now. We're covered, is what she says.
Good.
And she says, just wait. They're going to be so surprised. And she's talking about the abusers. They really think that they're infinitely powerful. Gates is crazy. And everything they own is going, everything, as they're gone, everything, like Gates and all these other idiots, BlackRock, everything they own is going to be property of the U.S. government. As far as anything related to here, anything related to another country goes to that country.
Sure.
And the UK's got some wonderful people, some of them hybrids, that are getting ready to take control of the proceedings of the UK. And I've seen for so long years, like I mentioned earlier, these people that are coming in, that are rioting and everything, they're being paid by Soros.
Mm-hmm.
And some of them are not bad people. They're hungry, like all the older people you see at these rallies. And every time they're there at 12 o'clock, they stop and they go. And that's because they were paid to be there 4 hours to get $100. They have no money.
Well, the TV cameras were there, and then they go.
Yeah. And they're going to be fine. They're going to understand. They're going to understand in their mind. They're going to feel in their heart about what's going on. That it's no good. But then they all of a sudden their accounts get loaded up with money, and they're like, good, But and some of them are really bad and aggressive. And I've seen myself going in there in my pretty much a normal form. It's dragon. But it's thick and strong. It's like the first strong body I made. The second life Lily and I had Drachk. But it's more. How do you say more dragon than Drachk? It's more like a big dragon, but Drachk is humanoid. Well, except for the first ones, we were just monsters. But anyway, it's like that, but it's a little softer. And there's a few police that I'm taking out. They're turning them to dust, and the others will be turned to dust and lit on fire. But everyone there, they're just frozen. They can't move because I stop them. People talk about when they're locked up, when they're sleeping. What do you call them?
Sleep paralysis.
Thank you. Yeah. But it's like that. They can think and see, and they can move their head a little bit, but that's it. If they're standing, they're standing, but they can't move. Only their head a little bit and their eyes. So they're mentally awake, but then some of them be turned to dust. Some of them be lit on fire. Some of them drop dead. But it's most all the protesters, and there's only a few of the police that leave too, because police are people, and some of them are not good. And then I look at everyone, and I make this word gesture every time I see it. I make a word gesture. It's like it's almost like a bow,
an acknowledgement.
Yeah. It's enough where it's not like bending over, but it's enough. It's a movement of compassion and sincerity. And then I take off, and as I take off, they're fine. Some people shoot at me. It doesn't matter. It goes through or bounces off of me, whatever I want. And I fly off like a dragon. People and it just appeared to me this morning or last night. I don't know. Whoopi Goldberg, that bitch is gonna burn. But before I take her, she and the rest of the idiots at the View, they're gonna literally see dragons. They're gonna see me in that nasty dragon form. And Joe Rogan makes a big joke out of it because they say in the View, "What do you make about this?" Oh, it's got to be some kind of AI. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
I should make an appearance on the View, but walk in as a man, turn into a dragon, and then go back again, and then poof, gone. And I'm not saying I'll do that, but that would be funny. But they'll see it. It's time for this nonsense to end.
It's 6 weeks today, the May 28th, isn't it?
Well, I don't know, but it ain't going there. It'll never get that far. Never.
Yeah. Unnecessary. Yeah.
I can't see getting out of I can't see the end of April.
Okay. Yeah.
But we'll see. Whatever it is, it's humans making the decisions without being prompted. But there's so much heat going on right now, and America told Donald told the head Ayatollah, whatever schmuckhead of Iran, we're coming over. We need to talk, and we're coming over, and we're going to insist that we go to your hidden places way underground and everything else, and we're taking all your nuclear material and everything. And Iran, they're not going there. They're saying, no way in hell are you going against us and our great Allah. So we will bring fire, rain fire on Earth before that ever happens.
Mm.
So, and it was, 3 weeks ago, 4 weeks ago, that Trump told them they had 2 months.
Yeah.
3 weeks ago? I don't know. And that, you sit down and talk with us or talk with me, or we're going to bomb you into oblivion. And poor guys over here, like, this is the last thing I need. I want these ants off my body, so to speak. Like how when I look at it, standing next to an ant pile and not knowing it, and all of a sudden they're crawling up your leg.
Yeah.
And she's like that, kill them. They're insane. They're such a tool. That's why they're, along with others, the Arabs are all over the place in all the countries. Death to Whitey, death to Christians, death to anyone that's not strict Muslim. And it's okay because that's what God wants. The way I look at it, oh, wow, sitting back, it's like, oh, my head. Wow. Eyes are going to close. When you look at it, sitting back and looking at it, it's so sad. All the good beings that have been, I call them people, animals, everything is like all the good beings that have been so abused forever just for the desires of another being that split itself in two, and all coming from a sickness it was given. Anyway, that's all. I was going to say that's over now. Lily said it's going away.
Mm-hmm.
It's past time we would want it to, but I couldn't go any quicker because Malius kept taking my energy. And all that's sitting there waiting on me. I mean, when I come out of the body and I'm myself, that's huge. I mean, it's like those 4 new first beings. They're like walnuts on my lap, acorns on my lap. But then when I add this other energy to it, which is bigger than what I am now.
Well.
So it's going to be, that just secures the fact that in the energy level secures the fact that it'll never go back to anything abusive ever. And now when people grow through having lives in spirit bodies, it's like working out with weights instead of working out with weights and steroids.
Yes.
It's natural. So people start developing and growing and evolving into smooth, awesome beings that they already are, just bigger, stronger, more intelligent, more able to do different things.
Mm-hmm.
Lily just said peace. Peace with fortitude.
Can't wait.
Yeah, she just said, I got to go now. You get more used to boats. You get your sea legs.
Sea legs, yeah.
Is that right?
Yeah, get my sea legs.
Yeah, and you like it. It's relaxing. It's smooth. Usually when you're on the boat like that doing stuff, you don't spend as much time like when you're in a car working on things.
Mm-hmm.
It's like taking a little time out.
Sure, yeah.
And I'm seeing you and Ava with the kids, and you're enjoying going through different parts of the canals and looking at stuff. But I'll tell you, when they go to the our marina down there in Coral Gables, they're like, the boat that usually takes you around is about 45 feet. It's no little thing. But then when you look up at like the Oceano, the Oceano model, there's a few of them that are there. That's why the marina is over 9 acres. the Oceano model, but the company that makes it is over something marine. Mangusta.
Ah, yes.
But it's called something like over marine, the basic. But if you put in Mangusta, Oceano, and they have other ones that are 50 plus meters long.
Mm-hmm.
They're big.
Mm.
And when you have about 7 or 8 of them in the marina, it's just like,
yeah,
you feel you're on a good sized boat, and then you pull into as you're approaching the marina, you're saying, what kind of buildings are those,
yes.
And the kids just looking at it like, wow. It's not just one. I mean, the whole marina is loaded with all these expensive boats. I was talking with Deanna a long time ago, and she said, she was just saying it's massive. There's another person I was talking to about it a long time ago, and I think I know who it is. I can't remember. It's not Deanna, but one of the kids, and she was saying, why do we need a why do we need a marina, our own special marina?
Mm.
And then I said, if you go on YouTube, you can find some videos where smaller boats, maybe 50 foot big, and you have a drunk idiot, and they tear apart 9, 10 boats. Our boats are, again, it's like, whoa, don't move ahead like that. If there was such a thing as they're like 7-star ships.
Wow.
They could do $1 billion worth of damage if a drunk got in there and everything. It doesn't happen. And there's a nice walk going up to one of the outer perimeters of our marina, where you can get off, and then everyone come in, and then the boat is taken in. The captains take the boat in, or you can take it into a smaller dock. But there's a cement walk that goes out there, and then another platform that floats. I'm having a real hard time trying to describe anything, but it's really nice. But that's why, because one idiot could cause millions of dollars worth of damage, and that's per boat. There's a call sign it's electronic. That's on everyone's boat. That's how they keep a track of us, especially if there's all of a sudden here comes a tornado out of somewhere. I'll be I'll be stopping most of them, but if the water waves start to get real bad, it just beams the boat ship either back to the dock or up to the ship itself, depending on where it's at. Mallorca, Spain.
Mallorca.
I think we have the other. I've shown it on a map before, but that's where the one is in Spain. Okay. I'm seeing all this other stuff in and out of Lily, but she's like, it's shutdown time. I said, okay, good. I have no idea what I'm going to do. As far as I know, I'm going to sit here and vegetate. It's kind of weird being this smacked. Okay, what are my instructions? Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and shut this down, okay?
Are you happy for this to go on YouTube?
Yeah. Well, yeah. Lily just said, let it flow. Let it flow.
Okay, we will.
And she said, let it flow, because that's always been my experience. But I mean, what I would say, because it's always been important to me for people to start thinking about things as energy. I mean, there is a physical realm, the third dimension, but most of creation is metaphysical. And I want people to understand, our energy, we flow.
Mm. Okay, this will go on Walker's channel. Thank you.
Yeah, sounds like a good one. All right, big guy. Thanks for all the help and everything, and I'll see you again.
Okay, bye for now.